This right here is the absolute best beginner strategy in the entire game, and here's why. Plus, it just got buffed. Because now, Etienne gained +1 Pierce immediately at level 1. They also made Divide and Conquer give +20 speed in movement, and +10 attack speed, so Divide and Conquer makes them faster, but Zone Defense gives more damage. First is Pierce, Divide and Conquer is speed, and Zone Defense is damage. So also, I did just say this is the best beginner strategy in the whole game, and I'm going to show you why, and how to use it. So basically, round 1, you're going to start with Etienne absolutely first, and usually, I would say you would start with the 203 bomb shooter, but on this map, I have a feeling you're probably going to want to go for a 022 dartling gunner instead. So round 1, you just want to get Etienne down first. And so, Divide and Conquer should give extra speed, so okay, that's how fast they're going now, and this is how fast they're going on first. Is there a difference on level 1? Yeah, I can't really tell. But I'll get this dartling gunner down once I can, and look at this, he is soloing the reds and the blues. Now greens, yeah, I'm not sure that he can solo green balloons, but against blue balloons, he's fine, and now he got some red balloons here, and he... Wait a minute, okay, so he struggles more to red balloons than he does to blue balloons, but that's fine. I'll just get a dartling gunner down here eventually, one of these days. And so one nice feature of Etienne, unlike any other hero in the game, not even BTN can do this, but Etienne can see not only what your opponent's sending, but also how much money they have. So for the dartling, if you start with the dartling, you're going to want to go for powerful darts first, and then eventually, sooner or later, I'd like to go sooner, just over defend, because, you know, it's not that bad of an idea. Go for the faster barrel spin. So then a 022 dartling, it's actually way better in the first like 10 rounds than a 220 dartling. Actually, a 220 dartling is never really all that good. The only reason you'd go for a 220 is to upgrade it into a laser cannon or a hydro octopods, and he's going to be leaking here a bit. Alright, so I'm not sure if the differences between Divide and Conquer and First come out on level 1, or if you have to wait till level 4, but level 4 is next, so that'll be exciting to see all the differences, assuming that that is the level that they come to play. And apparently we didn't leak. Now, Etienne, yeah, he can't regen lives like BTN, but regening lives, it's not really necessary, you know? As long as you stay above like 50, you'll be good. Now, I don't know on this map if I have to go for another dartling gunner or not, but I'm trying to see how well Etienne can do with helping the dartling gunner, and we'll probably need to level 3 that. Let's just see how good level 3 does. Do we still have... No, we still only have the first 2 targeting options. We don't have zone defense yet. Oh, well. So now he should be fine there. Yep, he stopped sending. A-okay. And now we can still see that he's not queuing up any yellow balloons or anything. So now, what I wanted to talk about was, most people in the beginning stages of the game don't know how to defend round 11 grouped purple balloons. But the bomb shooter is the cheapest and absolute best option to defend against round 11 purple balloons. So you just go for a 3 cluster bombs, that is, and make sure you cross path them with the top path, because the middle path isn't quite as good for sure. And okay, we're gonna need a tower boost that. That's not looking good. Are we good there? Okay, don't worry about the regrows, guys. Most people in lower arenas will not send you those terrible regrow balloons. So now we're gonna go for a second one of these. So now if he sends us purples, now all we need will just be a 203, 2 of them, because 2 of them will absolutely shred them purple balloons. And also camo balloons, that's also very easy. All you gotta go for is level 7. Now if we're lucky here, he won't send us any camo balloons, because camo detection is entirely free if they don't send you camo balloons early to rush it. And now we already got... No, we don't. But now it's a lot cheaper. It's 624. I think... Wait, wasn't it like more expensive before the update? So yeah, on round 12, it'll be like $2,400, real expensive. But then on round 13, it's cheap, and on round 14, boom, you got free camo detection. You didn't even have to buy it. So this will entirely shred any purple rush that he wants to send, especially with having a dartling. Now, if you started with the bomb, then you'd go for a 203, make sure it's in a good spot, and you wouldn't need the dartling. But if we have a dartling and then those guys both, then it'll be extra good. And now he's sending groups whites and region, no, okay. Well, anyway, we're fine against basically everything. So if your opponent doesn't send you any kind of big massive rushes, you don't really need to do anything until about around 19, and then you'll just go for like a MOAB mauler, because that'll take care of all the ceramics and all the nonsense, whatnot. And I don't know where I want the MOAB mauler, but why not be right there? I guess that's a good spot. Now I won't upgrade it until round 19, because you don't need a MOAB mauler until round 17, because round 17, pretty sure that's the first round that your opponent can send you a MOAB, and that's the only thing the MOAB mauler is useful for. Do not go for it against normal balloons or any of that. It is kind of good against ceramics though. So ceramics and MOABs, that's the only two things that a MOAB mauler is going to be useful for. And of course BFBs and ZMGs and DDTs, any MOAB class balloons, and ceramics sometimes. But usually the bottom path and the top path bomb are actually going to be better choice for ceramics. Of course, I'll go for a balloon bot because you can do that, of course. And you might want to, because they nerf PC players and their ability to eco without needing balloon bots or holding their finger down on the balloon send key. So now it's round 19. I'll go for that. Make sure you set it to strong to make sure that it targets the MOAB instead of something dumb like a red balloon, because that wouldn't be nice. You don't want your MOAB maulers targeting red balloons. So on most maps, I would cross path it with the top cross path, but here I think I'll actually go with the bottom cross path, because there's not really a very good MOAB mauler spot, so, you know. Now watch this, watch this. I'm gonna target my dartling away, and now, look at this. This MOAB mauler, it's about to shred, bang, bam, boom, bomb, and kapow. It's only $900 upgrade, by the way. It's super, super cheap upgrade. And of course, the cluster bombs will take care of the rest. Alright, perfect. Now, if you know anything about tight rushes, they do come out round 23 and round 24, mostly tight leads and tight ceramics. Now, they can be quite a hassle, but this strategy has 4 ways to take care of them. The first way is absolutely entirely cheap. You can just use level 10 Etienne. And by the way, we don't have zone defense. Okay, I forgot when it comes out. But yeah, level 10 Etienne will shred all tight rushes and MOABs and ZMGs. Basically anything you could want. Well, not anything, but it's a go-to. And also, we can spam the bottom path, the recursive cluster, because the recursive cluster does a very good job against those things. And we could also, oops, I'm gonna die there. Okay, let me just go for something, I don't know. We'll go for like that thing. So anyway, the third way to defend is to go for a plasma accelerator, because that'll take care of all the tight rushes. And the fourth way is to go for a snowstorm on the ice monkey, or an absolute zero, or an arctic wind. But the snowstorm is basically the best balance of getting the job done and being cheap. So once you go for a snowstorm, it basically won't get pierce capped, but it won't pop the balloons. So then you'll have to go for like some bottom path bomb shooters like the recursive cluster if you actually want to get the balloons to be popped. So now, also one thing that most people in the beginner stage forget is you don't want to pop the balloons immediately, because then you'll have less money. So I'm going to try to target my dartling gunner like away, so that we're not anti-stalling. That's what they call it, popping the AI balloons immediately. You can pop the player sent balloons immediately, that's no issue. But the AI balloons are the ones that you want to spare until a little bit longer. But of course, don't wait too long, because then they might regrow and then you might die. And by the way, Etienne, level 6, gives you the ability to pop all balloon types. Like this dartling gunner, usually, okay, I'm just gonna go for that so I don't die. Usually this specific upgrade on the top cross path can't pop purples. But thanks to Etienne, it can pop purples. So basically, if you don't know how to pop all balloon types, then just use Etienne. He'll make it a lot easier, and you won't have to be guessing anymore. Now, for some reason here, I'm like super rich. I don't entirely know why. But since I'm already pretty rich, I'm gonna go for like actually, I'll go for bottom path. Yeah. Actually, no, I don't like the placement. I'll go for it right here instead. And make sure we don't die. That would not be good. Alright, so now we're good. And now, for the level 30, round 30 that is, the BADs. So what you're gonna do is you'll want a top path ice monkey to make them a lot weaker. And then you'll want to spam either the bottom path dartling the top path dartling, or the middle path bomb. Or, you know, you could go for an MAD on the dartling gunner. Those are your best ways to defend against a BAD. Go for a top path ice monkey, then spam MOAB assassins, or balloon aerial denial systems, or plasma accelerators, or go for a BAD. So those are some pretty good options. Of course, the MOAB assassin is the cheapest, and it's kind of the least effective. You'll basically want the embrittlement all the time. Now, the embrittlement is already pretty good, but the super brittle, that'll make popping them like 40% easier. So if you can afford it, you want to go for it, but make sure you go for something that can actually pop the BAD first, because this will just help you pop it, but it won't pop it on its own. So now, after sending lots of balloons, we now have, I'm gonna stop here at 6,000 in a moment. 6,009 eco. So the eco, of course, it's the money you get in every 6 seconds. It comes over here, and then it comes to your money, of course. I know some people actually don't realize that, so that's one of the most important things to realize, is that the more balloons you send, the more income you get, because every time you send a balloon like that, it gains 2.3 eco for pink balloons, that is. So then you'll gain income, and of course income equals money, it's your paycheck, all that good stuff. You want to have a bigger paycheck, and you'll get bigger paychecks the more balloons you send. But MOABs and all that will actually decrease your paycheck. Like, look, if I send type MOABs, then it's actually going to half it. Wait, why is he sending me a bunch of stuff? But what I can go for here, let's go for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. So, of course, you don't really want to wait until last second to go for all your defense, because once you wait last second, I think you're kind of done for, you know? You want to have your defense ready to go before the rush gets sent, because once the rush gets sent, it's only a few minutes, maybe even a few seconds until you die, if you can't defend, that is. So you want to make sure that you have it down. And so the top path dartling gunner is slightly cheap. Wait, no, it's not. Wait a minute. So it's $14,000, but this, okay, well, it is actually slightly cheaper. So the bottom path, it's slightly cheaper. It is slightly more powerful. I tested it in a video a while ago, the balloon aerial denial system versus the plasma accelerator. So then, if you have the extra money, go for the bottom path. If you have a little bit less money, go for the top path. Now, the bottom path, if you're playing on mobile, is extremely laggy. I mean, it's unbearable. But the top path is actually pretty not laggy. So, I would say you should go for a top path if you ever can. Except I have to rush them because he's regening his lives, unfortunately. And because he has more lives than me, I have less. Round 40, I will die unless I kill him first. So now we're just gonna have to save up our money to the point where we can all out him with lots and lots of BADs. Now, the longer you wait, not only does he have more time to build up his defense, but each round the BADs get stronger than the last. So that's why I oftentimes like to wait longer, that way you get better bang for your buck. Plus, the longer you wait, the more BADs you'll afford to send. And I forgot to talk about this. A lot of people also, in the beginner stage, don't know how to defend DDTs. So, we have 4 options. We can either go for an absolute 0, a 250 Ice Monkey, or we could go for an Icicle Impale, a 205 Ice Monkey, or we could go for a, whatever it's called, Bloon Crush, which is a 520 Bomb Shooter. Or we could also go for the Bloon Exclusion Zone, the 025 Dartling Gunner. So those are all great ways to defend DDTs. I know they're kind of expensive, and so the Absolute Zero is going to be your cheapest bet. It's about 24,000 to go for. Or you could just spend a little bit more, go for an Icicle Impale, which is going to be the best of all the worlds. And the Bloon Crush is the absolute strongest, in case you wanted to know, but that's also like the most expensive, other than this guy. And this guy, he defends DDTs, but it does get overrun eventually. The Bloon Crush never gets overrun, basically. So now it's round 38 anyway. I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna rush you, send him a BAD, and then we're gonna wait a little bit more until that passes, okay? So now, I also see that a lot of people all out with something else, like DDTs, or ZMGs or BFBs or MOABs. Now, with his strategy, I couldn't kill him with that. He has top path snipers, which will instantly and basically eternally stun DDTs to the point where they never get through. Plus, he has a Superstorm. So basically, BADs are always just going to be the best bet. Hey, look at that. We got 2026 Eco. A-okay. Now we're going to send him a little bit more. The DDTs almost got through, but trust, they did not almost get through because the Superstorm never whiffs. I'm just kidding. It always whiffs. Look at that. The Superstorm just whiffed. Okay, well, never mind. That was screen lag. The internet whiffed, guys. The internet whiffed. I know. Not very often that you see that happen. But now we can kind of just go for as many BADs as we can. Bloom boost it. I forgot to bloom boost it. Make sure he's dead. Because if he doesn't die here, then I lose. And yeah, okay, good. So yeah, if he didn't die there, I was gonna die because of the life advantage. I had less lives than him. So yeah, basically that's a foolproof strategy. The cheapest strategy. And, well, not the cheapest, but like, for tight ceramics, for purples, for DDTs, it's basically the go-to. Now, if you wanted, you could switch the Ice Monkey with the Spike Factory. So then, the Spike Factory is actually the best tower against DDTs, by far. The 240 Spike Factory is super cheap, and it shreds DDTs. Now, you have to micro, but that's no big deal. And also, I mean, top path Spike Factory will do against tight rushes, but you could also go for bottom path bomb or top path dartling gunner. So make sure to also check out this video where I showed how Pat Fusty got some big, massive muscular nerfs. I mean, no, not pun intended, but yeah, not nerfs, buffs, that's right. He got lots of buffs, and they were pretty cool too. So now he's kind of my favorite hero. So make sure to check that one out and subscribe.